and an unfrozen screen. How'd you guys enjoy the Simpsons Bowl? I'm sorry, I was letting everybody at home respond first.
Yeah.
And I'll ask you, Devin. Devin, did you catch any glimpses of the Simpsons Bowl tonight?
No.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know what the whole point of that is. Like, I get like maybe making the SpongeBob stuff, like maybe to get kids involved into football
Yeah.
a little bit more. But like the Simpsons, it's like no kid is like watching the Simpsons.
Some, but
And
not really.
no,
Not
like
nowadays.
no, like when I say kids, it's like no adult is watching the cartoon version of a football game. So this has to be
No.
like this has to be targeted towards kids to get them
Well,
interested in the
there are
football.
some. Like was that the dude with the lips? Is he a Cowboys fan?
The dude with the lips.
Like the big tongue.
I
The dude who
mean,
got bee stung on the tongue,
I
or who
feel.
looked like it.
Are you
No, he was a Cowboys fan.
who?
He was watching that.
I don't know who
You
you're
sent me a
talking
video of a dude with huge
about.
lips and like a bee stung
Okay,
tongue.
I
He was
mean
like, "I love the Cowboys."
he might have been talking about that, but either way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of On It. We are here. You got me. You got Devin. Obviously, we got the Simpsons Bowl, or formerly known as, the Bengals Cowboys game. But we
Yeah.
got more to discuss. All of Week 14's games, our MVPs from this week, predictions for Thursday's game, which is, I want to say Green Bay and somebody. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I actually remember it because, boy, did I not
I
take a
haven't
single
looked.
note. Didn't even take a single note today, Devin. I'm off the
It's all
dome.
right.
It's LA and San Fran actually. So we got an
Oh,
NFC.
sick.
We got an NFC West matchup for next week. I guess I was just still thinking about Green Bay's Thursday night game this week. All right, Devin. It was an interesting weekend.
Pretty sick.
My team on a bye, your team on
My
a
team
bye.
on a bye.
So we really got to sit back and not have to put like any emotions into any of the games this week,
Yeah.
any real stress or like worry. If anything, some of these outcomes made me even happier than what certain Ravens wins would do for me on a random Sunday.
Somewhat, yeah, but not. Yeah.
Well, in terms of like I'm not gonna lie, like watching the Bills lose anytime
Pretty sick.
versus watching like the Ravens beat the Giants. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, when that happens, it's gonna be like cool. I'll be happy we win that football game.
Only bad things can come from that football game.
But in the back of my head, it's like, damn, like we're not winning the North, so like I don't. Even though actually that's a big old if because
No,
talk about
y'all can win the North.
we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But I guess to get into it, we might as well just get right into these week 14, 13, week 14 games.
14.
Because like I said, I'm usually a lot more prepared than this, and I have all the notes and I have everything out, but I already know what we need to talk about and what needs to be discussed. So the first game, we got Minnesota versus Atlanta.
Dude, I've been saying this for my entire life. Even when he played for my team.
All right, see, but
outside of that one game,
Kirk Cousins playing for Washington seems like a fever dream.
It is
that
really
didn't really happen.
It didn't really happen though.
He was there, like it was like he only walked through your guys' locker room, said you like that, and never actually played a snap of football.
No, but Kirk Cousins in Atlanta is also going to be a fever dream because he's not going to be here much longer. If Atlanta had a fucking brain on him, they'd cut the ties right now and ditch this fucking idiot.
So bro is on an absolute just all-time run. His last 4 games, 0-4, 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I mean, it's just sad that I don't think maybe I can't say, well, maybe even a month ago there were a lot of narratives being pushed about quarterbacks, but I feel like Kirk was still in the middle where it was like,
no, Kirk was still in that Yeah, he's cemented and whatever, and
It's like
Atlanta's
he
struggled a little bit, but wait and see what Atlanta does later in the season against some of these shit teams.
say Aaron Rodgers was getting blamed a lot more early on than Kirk Cousins was
For sure.
this season. And
And
now
I mean, I bet it's still people are still blaming Aaron for everything, and nothing's coming Kirk's way. But I can't really blame Kirk because
it's coming his way
if it
now.
if Atlanta did any research, they would know that Kirk is not that good. Kirk has shown bits of greatness, of being a good quarterback, but he also can be a dog shit quarterback 2 games later, the next game. It's
See,
not
but
there.
now if Atlanta doesn't, now if he's not paid the amount he is paid, and he was just the best option for Atlanta this season, is
See, but
Atlanta
here's the thing:
is
40's not even that crazy in today's market. 40's
but
cheap
okay,
right
okay,
now.
but then even with that said, it's like so this season, and maybe we can go back and look at who was available or whatnot. It's like who would have been a better option? Just
That's
and take hindsight out of it. It's like okay, maybe what Atlanta should
well,
have went with
maybe the guy on the bench right now.
Oh, I mean the person they
You
drafted.
mean the person they drafted high instead of taking
Well, but they
another
drafted him
weapon or
after acquiring Kirk Cousins. So
understood.
you think they should have just went with a rookie?
Well, they could have either gone with a. Well, they can still go with a rookie now, but um, like that's a possible better option than Kirk right now.
But I'm saying like when you look at it, it's like okay, so the only better options are or sorry, a rookie quarterback or maybe Russ, but nobody really had much faith in him. What I'm saying is like I'm saying like
Sam Darnold.
I'm not saying Kirk. I'm saying like I'm saying Kirk deserves all the blame. You're like saying
Sure.
Atlanta's stupid. It's like I really think Atlanta didn't have that many options.
Yeah, no.
And
Um,
if they don't draft Penix, I don't know if many people are like they should have went with a rookie QB because Penix is probably sitting on the bench anywhere this season, unless he would have gotten I don't know picked. I don't know. Everything is in hindsight at this point, so I'm not gonna
yeah,
sit because anybody can sit and be like, "Well, he could have easily been in Tennessee." It's like, sure, now, like
yeah,
now you
no.
know that,
But they were
we don't.
running with Levis for
It's
sure.
like we don't know.
Um, no, I mean there weren't a lot of options, and a lot of the quarterbacks this year were who are good, somewhat surprising. Like the fact that there's a lot of guys right now, Trevor Lawrence and a bunch of other quarterbacks who didn't do anything, and then you got Sam Darnold playing well, and Daniel Jones still sucks, and
Geno
the markets
Smith.
and Geno Smith is whatever the fuck Geno Smith's doing.
God damn
Brock
it.
Purdy is iffy because his team sucks. I don't know. Yeah, like there's not a lot that a lot of teams could do, but my problem is just like I don't know, like the narrative around the Kirk Cousins thing. It's like where they expected him at 35, 36 years old to improve upon the rest of his career and bring something back into Atlanta that wasn't at best a 9-8 record. I don't know where the whole give Kirk Kyle Pitts bullshit came from, or give Kyle Pitts a good quarterback because neither of those things are working out.
Well, I just think at the beginning of the season, when you looked at the roster Atlanta had, when you look at that offense, it was A, they need a quarterback and we can really see what this team could do. And B, it was, all right, this is the last chance we're giving Kyle Pitts once he gets a quarterback. But
Yep,
now we're doing the same thing again where it's Atlanta needs a better quarterback so we can actually see what this offense can do. Let's not talk about how they have an amazing run game behind them too.
sure.
The weapons they have in the passing game is great, but then they have the run. They have a double-headed
Algiers and
monster
Bijan, yeah.
in the backfield. So, I
But
mean,
I get the Kirk push, but they could have used this entire season to develop a rookie quarterback. Instead, they've now wasted it, and now they're probably going to end up bouncing to somebody or trying to salvage another year with Kirk next year and just wasting a lot of these guys'
but when you
time.
know you have a chance at winning your division, like I mean, it's the
Yeah, no,
preseason, and you know,
agreed.
like I'm saying,
They
like you're
still they
just.
still have a chance at winning their division, but in terms of being a competitive team, I
I
still
just
think they could have done that with a rookie quarterback.
I just don't know if like just to cap off, just because I don't want to talk in too many circles. I don't think Atlanta signing Kirk at the time to make that decision and it with all the other things going on in the NFL, it wasn't like they were stupid for doing this. I think it was there
No,
were a lot more expectations from Kirk, and he's been playing like absolute shit. The
yeah,
defense hasn't done anything to really help,
no,
and it's been a disappointing season overall for Atlanta. But I think had they just not made a single move at quarterback, drafted one, and just
maybe
said
sign Bill Belichick.
like it would have no way. It would have been I can't believe y'all wasted a season with all these weapons just to develop a
just to
quarterback.
develop a rookie
I'd
quarterback.
be like, how could y'all
No,
do
like
what Carolina did?
no, yeah, no, you're right. Like all of this, yeah, is hindsight. Like, um,
It's Kirk's
and
fault.
sure, yeah, that's the right option for them at the time. But yeah, my problem is just more with the expectations of what they thought was going to come from this. Again, they can still win a division, but um,
No,
Tampa
but it
just
was
took
like
a big leap.
but it's just crazy how it's like the glimpses of what you saw from like a Joe Flacco could have possibly won this division.
That is.
So it's like I maybe the expectations. I don't know whose expectations were what, if that makes any sense. Because
Yeah.
saying Kirk Cousins can come in and help Atlanta win the NFC South, that's not like a bold like
No.
wow,
Not like
you're hitting.
if there was a division for Kirk to go, that's the one. There's a lot of tough divisions out there, especially in the
Mm.
NFC. Leave him over there.
You gotta think. I
Because
mean, 3 years ago, if someone would have said, "Hey, so like Baker in Tampa,
yeah,
just wait,
yeah, I
like
know
he's gonna go
exactly.
crazy." Like nobody would have
Like
believed
when
you.
Baker's getting bounced and is a backup in LA, no one's like, yeah, wait for them to be a juggernaut in the South. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Kirk still sucks.
Kirk still sucks. Kirk still sucks, and that's.
Sam Darnold is still playing all right for.
I mean,
I mean,
that's we can't even ignore that. Like
no, it's
5
nice.
tutties
It's
for
awesome,
bro.
dude. Five
A
tutties
five
is.
tutty touchdown. I mean, this might be like what the first time in a while he's getting a first place vote from either of us. I don't know if he does have any first place votes from
I
either
would
of
say
us.
his career.
But he might get a first place vote from me tonight for the MVPs. But
Yeah.
we can move on to another game that God just this next game made me so upset for multiple reasons. And the biggest reason wasn't even really talked like so I'm gonna tell you all the reasons. So
Mhm.
it's Carolina versus Philly.
Nice.
So there's a couple problems I have. It's
Mm.
the entire game,
Mm-hmm.
and then the inevitable outcome that we all expected, but
Sure.
honestly wasn't a deserved win.
No,
In terms of just like how you should have played against a team that's 3 and
but
9.
Carolina's been on this weird
I knew you
heater
were gonna
recently, dude.
fucking do this, dude. You are the people. You're the people that have been bitching all day about anybody that questions Bryce Young this year. Anybody.
People are wait. Hold on.
All
What's
right.
happening?
I see a tweet. I see a thread post.
Yeah.
And here it's like, hey, here we are. Hi. Like I'm talking my shit. Like here's my face. Y'all keep typing behind your shit. I'm here. I see a post. It's a throw from Bryce Young. To be specific, it's from the last drive. They had him back in his own end zone. He runs out. It was a 3rd and 11, I believe. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know exactly what it was. But I was there watching it, even though a lot of people love to just say, you obviously didn't watch the game. It's like, no. Like, I promise you, like, Devin, like, and you can admit the opposite and say it's not true for you. And you notice, like, bro, if you want to if you want to lie for me, sure, lie for me, whatever. But you can be as honest as you can. I dedicate my Sunday to one thing,
Yeah.
and that's watching these football
I
games to
don't.
talk about.
I keep up.
I
I can't sit down and watch them. I
and
don't have
I
the
don't
time.
think that's like, oh, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm right.
Yeah,
But
no, it's a lot of people's argument for no reason.
but it's just like, okay, you didn't watch the game. It's like, no, I watched the game. So let's get
Yeah,
past that. Like, let's get
sure.
past that. It's like,
Yeah,
no, you didn't watch the game, but you didn't even watch the game. It's like, okay, I watched the game. So
yeah,
let's get over that hump and
yeah,
actually discuss the game. And my
yeah,
problem was it was a throw.
sure.
One throw from Bryce Young. And it was somebody posting, I was wrong about you, Bryce. Like, I was wrong about Bryce Young. So my question was, this post is insinuating that this one throw is the base for like how you feel about Bryce Young. This can't
Yeah,
be true, right? Like
no,
that was kind of how I was
sure.
like I said
One throw
what
should not, yeah, sway the
like
entire.
I said what it seemed like, and then I asked him like, is that where you're going with?
Yeah,
And then people just start flooding in. You must have not watched the last few weeks of. You must not have. You must not. Okay, so first of all, we do this podcast twice a week, and we've actually talked about every single game Carolina has played
hmm
in, and have acknowledged the fact that they've been on a pretty good run the last 3 weeks.
yeah.
Um,
No, like in the Kansas City game, like I don't watch a lot of Carolina games, but the game I did watch, Bryce looked better than I had seen him before. But in by no means did that change my opinion on Bryce Young
so let me
at all.
ask you: have I given my opinion on Bryce Young yet? Like in this monologue?
No,
Okay. Neither I haven't given it yet, right?
no,
But people are coming at me like, how could you? Like, have you not seen what he's done the last 3 weeks? And I'm like, okay, so my problem is it the play? Is it the last 3 weeks? Like, what is
yeah.
it that's making your
What did
opinion
you?
change on Bryce Young?
Yeah,
Bro, you're taking because what I said was I was like, like his career might not have been long, but he did have he did play another season, like in multiple games before this, and got benched. Like, I mean, there were
yeah,
things that went down before this that happened to other quarterbacks that y'all aren't giving this much credit to for actually winning games, mind
yeah,
you. Anthony
yeah,
Richardson has won games in the last 3 weeks, while Bryce Young has not.
yeah.
Whether that's how good the team is around them, so be it. But a lot of people are coming in, like, how could how can you call it a career? How can you gauge? It's like that's my
Y'all were
point.
doing the same exact thing.
But no, but like this is my point. Like
Yeah,
you can't really gauge Bryce Young yet. It's
no,
super hard to have a take you're gonna die on, a
yeah,
hill
no,
you're gonna die
for
on
real.
for Bryce Young,
That is.
and
And
it's
three straight losses does not give you a hope into the future.
so
Yes, he's played better, but it's not like he's
so
bad.
yeah. So I started with. I mean, if you look at his whole career, it's really hard to gauge his
Of
career.
course.
And then they go, "How? Oh, his career? Wow, you really must not have watched him. Bro's barely even been in the NFL." Okay,
A career is not.
okay.
It's not. There's not a certain amount of time for a
It's like, no,
career.
a career is a career. So as
Like
long as he's been in the
his
NFL,
career is an NFL quarterback, and he's been doing that for what 2 years now.
yes. So that's what I was talking about. And then they go because they were trying to use these last 3 weeks as the way to gauge him. And I'm like, no, let's use everything we have from him.
Yeah,
Let's talk about how he had a team where they were supposed to apparently load up, and he was going to have all these weapons. Well, bullshit. Because I do
yeah.
not hear that much hate about Caleb.
No,
Where's Caleb Williams? Because I get it, Caleb Williams gets hate, but he was getting more hate before he got drafted. I
then
mean,
right
now
now.
bro's just continuing to lose football games, and
Yeah.
I
Well,
hear.
there was all that praise for AR after what was that, like week 2 or some shit, or week 1? He throws like a 70-yard bomb. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, the arm strength and the ability to throw a ball downfield from Anthony Richardson. He's going to be a great for years." It's like, no, we can't gauge shit off one throw because he's going to go fuck up the next week or whatever, and shit's going to go wrong.
But it just confuses me. It just really confuses me when it's like I didn't give a take. I didn't give a take on Bryce Young.
yeah,
All I continued to do was ask, "How do you feel about Bryce Young?
yeah.
Is this what you're using? This one play? Are you using the last 3 weeks? Are you using the last year and a
He's in the
half?"
last 2 years.
And every time I asked, it's like, you can't really, you can't really.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I say. I'm
Yeah.
literally, when I respond, I
We
go,
can't gauge how good he
I
is.
say exactly, exactly. And they're like, wow, so you just think you know what you're talking about because you have a podcast? It's like, no, like we're agreeing. It's like, no. We agreed, but because I asked you a question in the beginning of this interaction, you got super defensive
Yeah.
as a Panthers fan. And it's like,
Damn.
I'm sorry that you're a Panthers fan. And I actually am. Like, I'm
No,
sorry
yeah, agreed.
that you're a Panthers fan. But it's like, what else am I I don't know how else to talk about. I don't know how else to talk about these teams or these players without being called a hater unless we praise them.
Yeah, and but these people don't show up when their quarterbacks are playing like shit.
No, they don't. And they
Like
also are
like
a
when
lot
when they
more.
see the smallest glimpse of hope out of somebody, then they start to latch onto it. But it's a I don't know. It makes no sense. Like you cannot gauge where this guy's career is going to go. And honestly, as a Panthers fan, you should be pissed that you wasted your first round pick on a dude that really hasn't done anything
and
except for
and
3 straight losses.
and they shit on
And
him
he played
for.
okay.
They also shit on him for what the quarterback that got drafted right after him did the same season.
Exactly.
And what happened this year? The quarterback drafted after Caleb Williams is having a way better season.
Exactly.
And I just don't hear as much pressure or hate on Caleb
Well, they
Williams.
weren't
And
talking shit about Bryce Young last year. They were like, "Oh, well, he's developing and the system around him and all this and all that." They'll do the same thing with Caleb when he starts to struggle down the
but
road.
so I'm just confused. So because Caleb Williams, or so it's like, so I can't say anything about Bryce Young. Does that mean we can't gauge Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams this season? Like we can't use this season to gauge how we feel about them? Like, so this season is null and void. Like this season just happened, and we got to wait till the end of next year to
Yeah,
have 2 full years to actually talk about a player. So Shador Sanders this season, wherever he goes, we're not allowed to talk about him.
2 years.
Travis Hunter, wherever he goes, we have to wait a mandatory 2 years to decide where we think they rank amongst their peers.
Yeah, like
According
people's careers
to
can change after 2 years, but like if a quarterback is showing that he's good, usually continues, and a quarterback is showing that he is struggling, it will usually continue.
but like
Um,
and another thing, and bro, I get it. It's the NFL, but players come out and admit these things. And what I'm alluding to is, how hard do you think Philadelphia, Kansas City,
Deadass.
and who was their other? Oh, and even Tampa played. How serious do you really think they took Carolina these last 3 weeks? Like, I'm sure. No, they had a game plan. They practiced, but in the back of their head, in their heart, they knew they were winning those football games.
Sure.
And you
Um,
know what? It's almost like Carolina showed up and they're like, damn, like all right, cool. None of those teams that they played had to turn it on. If
no.
Philly didn't turn it on, and Saquon had a crazy fourth quarter or
Kansas
anything. I
City
mean, it was
turned it
just
on a little bit, but like the game plan against the Ravens that Philly had is nowhere near as important as the game plan against Carolina.
oh well. Let me just declare I'm 100. If whatever you want to say, I'm not right about anything about Bryce Young. I'm 1,000% right when it comes to Philly did not beat Baltimore. Like at first I was like, maybe things go this way, things goes that way. It's like no, it's like we have an absolutely different type of ball game and different types of drives if we come off the field with the 3 points we expect.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's just not a Saquon chewing the fourth quarter up by a score and a half. Like it's just not. It's not gonna work that way.
Yeah,
And then they come out and play against a team that's hot, apparently, with
yeah.
Bryce Young playing his best,
The best of
the
his
best of
career.
his career, which I can't call it a career yet until this season's officially over. Then I'm allowed to
His
say Bryce
career.
Young has a
Yeah.
career. Which people are so stupid, and I really hope that there's enough people to know that we're being very sarcastic, and it's very obvious that you can discuss any rookie quarterback.
I'm gonna be honest. I do not give a shit about Bryce Young or what he does in Carolina or Carolina in general.
That's another thing.
So it's like I don't have any I don't get anything if
That
Bryce Young fails or if he does well or whatever.
that's
But
another thing. But go ahead.
no, I'm just saying it doesn't matter.
I don't when I say I don't care, I mean I'm not losing sleep over what happens in Bryce Young's career.
No.
All I did was ask a question on the Threads app to gain some interaction, and all it did was draw sorry ass fucking fans of Bryce
And
Young
I'm
in
gonna be honest,
Carolina.
the more and more that people comment and shit, I think this is just all NFL fans on the internet at least.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's bitter ones. It's never
Yeah.
ones that can sit back and either A, kind of not take shit so damn serious. Because, I mean,
It is crazy how serious these people get when you're
Mhm.
yo, how good is Bryce Young? Like, he's the best fucking quarterback in the world. I'll fucking rip your dick off, you fucking loser.
No, but it's
Like,
like people will get
who
so
cares?
mad at you
I don't
if
know.
you there are 32 teams in the NFL. If you do not say something good about one in the billions of people, like you're the fan of this team, and one other person disagrees and says that they don't like that team, it's like you actually get angry when a stranger does that. Like you get
Yeah.
stranger when a team isn't a fan of your team.
It's funny to get angry at your phone. It is funny to open your phone and see
And
a question and go, I'm gonna be fucking mad. I'm gonna respond.
I don't want that to take away from the pod, because that almost feels like when a rapper's or just any artist is like, I just do this for money. It's like, no,
No,
obviously, shit, this is complete opposite of us. We ain't making no fucking bread off this.
exactly.
We like talking sports, and I do take some of the takes I
No,
say
no,
serious,
yes, of
but
course, seriously, but at the same time, it's like this is football. This is
it's
the NFL.
football, bro. It's sports.
It's like
Like
no,
this is
we don't have. I don't have any control over what happens in the NFL. So
mm-mm,
the things that come out of my mouth don't impact
anything.
anything.
That's another thing. I was
It's
thinking
like us arguing about if we were to argue about politics, it's like that doesn't change dick in terms of who's voting for what in the Senate. And it doesn't change dick if I argue about Joe Burrow or fucking Bryce Nuts.
But I wonder if I bet even NFL players are like, God, these players
Y'all are nuts, bro.
why
Nah, deadass.
chill out, chill on, bro. Why are y'all so angry? And it's whatever. Bryce Young fans, y'all do what y'all gotta do to
But again, I don't have anything against Bryce Young
I don't,
except for
but
the
it's the fans, bro. It's the fans. I don't have anything against the Bills. It's the Bills fans. I don't got anything. I don't got anything against Bryce Young. It's Bryce Young
every time I
fans.
look at a map, it seems like Buffalo gets closer and closer to Canada. And then their fans just they
Bro, but it's like their fans get so mad, and I could never be
they have
mad
nothing
winning.
else in that city.
But the one thing they love in the city is doing very well.
I know, and they're
And they're
still
still
mad.
pissed.
Well, I know because they lost 4 straight. It's hard not to
The
be fucking
Ravens are
sad
banking
society.
the Ravens are banking on a brutal last 4 weeks for Pittsburgh to possibly win the North.
Yeah,
Y'all are set. Why
yeah.
are
No,
y'all
they're
so
good.
angry? I don't understand why they're so angry. Same for Bryce fans. It's like y'all are tanking for a better pick. Relax. Y'all gonna be good. I don't know who y'all gonna get, but we'll figure it out.
Who, Panthers?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
I mean, if they're
months from now.
serious, go get a piece and not a fucking. If Bryce is the dude, build around Bryce.
And that's cool. And I'm
Yeah.
interested in giving Bryce another year, the same way I'm interested in pretty much giving all of these rookie or second year
Or
third
all
year quarterbacks another year.
or all of these dudes who are coming back. Like give Sam Darnold another year. Maybe he
Yeah.
fucking shits the dick.
It's
Or maybe he continues to play well. We didn't know how good Baker was until he we knew that he was good,
Who's
but
we?
for him to come out and still play well this season is huge.
Hey, who's we?
Fuck.
You didn't know.
No, I agree. You love Baker.
I deep
I had
down,
nothing for Baker. I
No,
was calling Baker a loser piece of trash.
Yeah,
when
you were
was in LA.
you're a fucking idiot.
That's all
He
me.
just got tackled by a cop. There's no way he's winning a playoff game.
No,
It's like no,
that was college, but still.
Was that in college? I thought
That was in
that was in
college.
the NFL.
No, that was college.
You're telling me Baker didn't get tackled in the NFL? Only in Oklahoma. During his Oklahoma.
No, he was at OU when he got hammered and a cop tackled.
Huh.
He hit that little shimmy bang bong.
There goes my memory. Damn, I would have thought he was.
Well, I knew that I brought it up a lot throughout his NFL career. So maybe you thought one of those days it was live, but no, it was at OU. But I mean, yeah, you were shit. You were on Sam Darnold when he was a Panther
What do you mean?
for 4 games. You're like, that dude's fucking playing
Bro,
great football.
but see,
right
that's the thing.
You were on, but no, Baker, you would always continue and said that he would do something.
And that's the thing. It's like just because I was right about one quarterback, it doesn't make me think like, oh, I know what's going to happen with Bryce Young's career. Like, I don't know. I just took. I mean, I'm not gonna say a shot in the dark, but it was like I saw. Honestly, it was more from the like what happened in Cleveland wasn't his fault, and we're still looking at Cleveland, and it's not his fault. Like we know that. So that was really more of my thing. It's like, no, let him get somewhere, get somewhere where it's like some
where he's got Mike
an
Evans,
actual team.
Yeah.
But
and not Odell and Jarvis.
I
feel bad for Jarvis, dude.
I don't.
Imagine going to play with your friend, and then he's like, "Yeah, fuck you. You're getting too many targets out here."
No, imagine like leaving to go play for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Just to play with your friend.
Just to get shit on for catching passes.
And then your other friend and your friend actually get shit on while catching passes.
Truly.
So it's just
like in between catching passes.
Games.
It's fat diarrhea on
and
his chest.
All the blame went on Baker. Like, I mean, I don't even understand. I'm. And what was Nick Chubb's knee still not ripping apart back then? Like, I'm pretty sure even he was.
I think he's had 2 ACL surgeries. I don't know when his first was.
But I remember last year it was really bad.
Last year he fucked everything up. I think he had a surgery at some point.
But I feel like in between last year and the Georgia one, there was a bad one in the NFL.
No, if he had one at Georgia, then no, he didn't have one until.
Well, but you remember his Georgia one. His Georgia one is when he went to the sideline and came down and his knee went inward.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, no.
Well, it's okay. We can watch it later.
I'll watch it later. Yeah.
But, yeah, Philly won. And you know what? It
talked a lot about a Philly-Carolina game.
Yeah, Philly won the football game. But this was
Philly's had a lot of close games this year.
I really just wanted...
They're good, but I wanted to... I don't know.
I just wanted to
It was good to see a game where Saquon wasn't entirely dominant, but
and
it was
see,
still
that's
shit.
The thing. It's like, okay, Jalen Hurts. Like, bro, Jalen Hurts like did a whole bucket of not much, and I will get crucified by any Philadelphia Eagles fan for that. And you know, I just wanted to honestly, this was more of a Bryce Young segment. I had to get that out. I was tired of I don't like to talk to people like type back and forth. Like, I'll give you 1, maybe 2, but after that, it's like in real life, if you talk to a stranger, it's going to go 20, 30 seconds. After that, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Stop talking to me.
Agreed.
Like, especially if we're disagreeing. It's like, all right, like, let's
I talked to a homeless guy last year about basketball.
But it's like, if that homeless guy started like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you'd have been like,
no. He was very respectful.
I'm saying if he would have
very nice,
you would have been like, all right, well, I'm gonna go home. Like you.
He was like, he just came up to me. He was like, how you feel about the finals? And I was like, And I went on with him, and he was like, all right, I'll see you later. I was like, cool.
Oh, that's the thing, because people in real life, or like us, like it's way easier. Like people are a lot easier to talk to, like who can actually speak and use words.
Well, because if people went up to you the way they do on the internet, there'd be a lot more problems.
I'm not some tough guy, but these people aren't just walking up and saying all the crazy shit they say to me. There's no way.
But also, like, during your, like, daily life, you're not, like, thinking about Bryce Young's pass all day fucking long.
No.
Like, yo, did you see Bryce Young's pass? You didn't fucking see it. You didn't watch the fucking game. I'll fucking rip your dick off.
But it's like there's people who came back like 6 times who are like, I can't believe you don't think Bryce Young's improved. It's like, yes, in a small vacuum for 3 games, he's played better. What the fuck does that have to do with his whole career?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus
or what he'll do next week.
It's just
he can throw 5 picks next week and no one's gonna give a shit.
Yes, he could.
They're gonna be like, oh look, it's the Panthers. I don't know.
All right.
Fucking gay.
Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. Devin.
Yeah, I know.
You texted me at like noon.
I know. It's like noon. I know.
You flipped. You picked Pittsburgh before, and then you flipped.
You got lucky though.
I didn't get lucky for shit.
No.
I didn't get.
No. I'm talking about something else.
Oh, well, are you lucky?
You left George Pickens in. I thought then you would have changed and flipped in your fantasy lineup.
I left him in fantasy,
You left him in fantasy.
and I still
You
won.
had 2 guys on your team with
I still
diarrhea.
won,
Josh Allen had 9 points or some shit. You got real lucky.
and I still
Jamar had
dog walked,
another
and I
whatever
still
you played.
dog walked.
Yeah, dude. You
Oh
had
my
2 dudes with
god.
0.
Oh my
I wish I
god.
played you.
Oh,
No,
you're
never. You
fucked
still.
then. If the fact that I know that's what I
No,
can't.
Josh Allen's not putting up
Oh, Josh
69
Allen is
points next
putting
week,
it
dude.
up. Come on,
No,
bro.
he's
According
not,
to
dude.
Bills fans, he's the number 1 player in the league. He's the
Is Josh?
MVP.
Are there any buys next week?
I think this was the last.
Was it the last week
Maybe
of buys?
one more week.
I think the
thought
Bills
this
have had
was.
their bye.
I think. Bills have had their bye. I believe. Either way, that doesn't matter.
Either way, but
What we're talking about.
yeah, no. At noon, I decided to switch. Once I saw Pick was out, I figured that I would ride with the Jameis Winston theory. Now, initially, was I a Steelers pick, or was I a Brown?
You were a Steelers pick.
Okay, gotcha.
So that meant you were going against the Winston theory. But you didn't change because of the Winston theory. You changed because of Pickens being out.
Well, the Pickens being out led me to try to trust the Winston theory.
Okay. So
It was like the final straw.
It's almost like in a crazy world because he got hurt Friday at practice.
Yeah.
It's
Did
like
he really?
It's like, all right, so you're just telling me on a good Jameis week, their best receiver just happened to randomly get hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
I could see you going.
When I pulled up my phone and I saw that, I was like, weird. But yeah, nothing came out of that.
I think
It looked
sadly,
pretty good.
since we are able to talk about players in just a few games, the way that Jameis has been playing, he is like he had that big win against Pittsburgh, right?
Huge.
And that took him like that took him from like, all right, Jameis is a backup. This is gonna be fun too. Wow, Cleveland might consider.
Wow, dude, I saw one of the dumbest things, and maybe it was one of those dumb ESPN things or whatever. There were people on the internet, people who get paid to talk about sports, asking if the Cleveland Browns why they started the season with Deshaun Watson, or why they didn't take out Deshaun Watson for Jameis Winston earlier after his win. And it's like, well, number one, potential James will suck at some point, regardless of what happens. Deshaun could have played well. Number two, $230 million is a reason to start a quarterback. But also, yeah, after one fucking good game, you're going to say that Jameis should have been the starter from week fucking 3. Bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that to me. That was just a money thing. It's like there's no way.
Yeah, no, there's not a chance he's playing
on the bench. It's not happening. It's
either
the same
way.
reason Daniel Jones got way go.
His leash was very long, and then they were like, yeah,
you're not just gonna sit here on the in our facility getting paid like this. Like, it's
fuck no, bro.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
But honestly, this really, really, really made me a little upset. Maybe more than a little upset, because I am a Ravens fan, but I won't take anything away from the Steelers, because even without George Pickens, who might have accidentally proved he's not a game changer.
Damn. It's the Browns. James was playing like donkey dicks.
I mean, I guess. I'm just saying, bro. It's like
Pick will be an important piece.
When I say not a game changer, like, it's just you.
He's not the entire team, though.
It's like watching the game. It's like, he didn't really.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, maybe you missed like one or two like potential deep balls that like would have ended in either like a great gain of yardage, or like a pass interference that turned into like a scuffle, or like or like 2 or 3 good punches from Pickens. But it's like,
yeah,
in reality, we talked like, it's like I don't know. I'm also kind of joking. It's like, obviously see, here's the thing though. It's like, can we put him in a game changer category? Can we just
we're not. He's not touching the Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
So he can be just elite. Yep. He can be an elite receiver.
He's very good.
Okay.
Elite, sure.
Ooh, you dropped. I was about to say that drop.
I don't know where we are. I don't know who's in that elite category.
No, very good. Sure. I like. Very good. I like. I like very good. Very good is very good. Very good's a good.
Like, he's not like yeah, he'll make some dope catches and shit, and he'll do his thing. But and he's going to be a big part of this team. But I mean,
But I
he's not
think
going to be an all time receiver. We're
I
not
will
going to talk about
say
him.
I will say if Jameis continues to play like this, he's probably hitting the free agent market.
I mean,
Or
he could.
comes back as a backup. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to find himself starting anywhere
no.
to begin a season for a while, if ever. Um, but yeah, I mean, he'll do enough in a backup role. At the same time, like this backup role doesn't matter as much as Flacco's backup role last year. Like the Browns had a chance to make the playoffs and did make the playoffs. The Browns do not have
Yeah,
a
the
chance to make
Browns
the
aren't
playoffs
making the
now. So
playoffs.
it doesn't really matter what Jameis does, except it would have been cool for him to beat the Steelers again, just to knock them off their fucking little pussy ass high horse. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What I'm gonna do is ask you, is there any chance the Steelers don't win the North, or are we pretty much are we
No,
gonna
there's
just go
definitely a
for it?
chance the Steelers don't win the North. Now, if Baltimore continues to miss kicks and play in games that are too tight, and the Steelers continue to, I don't know, show up offensively, then there might be a problem. But they got some tough games coming down the stretch and can easily go 10-7.
So if we look at it, right? If we look at the last 4 games, you got a 10-3 Pittsburgh Steelers team
Mm-hmm.
who have to play Philly. So they play at Philly.
At Philly,
They play at Baltimore.
at Baltimore.
Then they play Kansas City in Pittsburgh, and then they play Cincinnati in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So 2 divisional games, which obviously is important. And then
Yep.
you got one of the best teams in the NFC, one of the
Yep.
best teams in the AFC.
Yep.
So you go over to the Ravens side. They have the Giants. Then they play the Steelers. They have Houston and Cleveland.
Houston. Houston's very gettable.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Houston right now, dude?
Where
I
is
feel like
Houston
we
right
haven't
now?
really talked about Houston a lot.
Houston, I mean, they're sitting at 8-5 right now. Obviously,
Okay.
I want to say Houston, if I'm not mistaken.
They're fine.
They I mean, they have been
The
able
Colts are still
to.
a thing, but
Well, I mean, if you want me to remind you, we have been talking about like Houston's kind of been. I mean, they've
you're right. Yeah,
there's
no,
been some questions. I mean, last week, Trevor Lawrence. We talked about Houston, bro. Like we talked about Houston. Like
I
I don't know.
forgot. No, I definitely
We
forgot.
talked about Houston, and then we talked about how after that it's like, all right, Houston
Is that a
won,
new dance move, dude?
but no, it's not. I don't think we should make that a new dance move. But all right, Baltimore 8-5. Pittsburgh has a 2-game difference. So we really, in the grand scheme of things, Ravens need to go 3-1, and we would need Pittsburgh to go 1-3.
Yeah.
And
Now,
then
I mean,
and
how is the tiebreaker? Is it point differential or
point tie difference or difference the tiebreaker
come
is
on
just a division record.
division record? Okay.
I believe it's just division record. So
So y'all could tie and have the better division record. Like if y'all beat the
yeah,
Browns and
okay.
maybe
If
they
we I
lose
mean if we
to
beat the
Cincy
Steelers and then if we beat the Steelers and beat the Browns, then yeah.
and they lose to y'all and Cincinnati.
So
I don't know what the divisional record is, but
the chance is there, but I am going to just say it now. It's probably not going to happen.
same time, like I mean, maybe get a better matchup. I mean, neither of those. Even if y'all do win the division, you're not getting a first round bye. And neither is Pittsburgh unless they win out. Um,
Well, I think if there's any defense that's going to stop or slow down Philly, it's going to be Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Ravens versus Baltimore is going to be an absolute slugfest. Pittsburgh versus Kansas City is an absolutely like the most unknown outcome possible. I really don't know what's going to happen in that game.
Bro,
And I think
yeah.
by week 18, since he's obviously going to have absolutely nothing to play for.
except for playing the Steelers.
which is like if you don't play half your starters because you want them healthy for next year. And the Steelers have a chance to win the division in the final week if it's still up for
That
grabs.
close, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. I think they ride out. They win this AFC North, but we'll see them.
I don't think it matters.
I see them in the playoffs. Ravens aren't afraid to go play away games. I'm not afraid of Baltimore going to play away in the playoffs. But moving on from that game, a tank bowl, a big old tank bowl. Jets.
Big tank bowl, bro.
Titans versus Jags.
Yep.
Not really much to say about.
See, dude, I was fucking right. Suck on these nuts, brother.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I don't care. Like
it was.
This game was, what was it, 10-6?
Yeah, it was 10-6. It was a what? It was a 6-point ball game. It was a 6-point ball game for 3 quarters. It was kind of the opposite of the Atlanta game where it was a good game for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And then turn to shit.
Yeah.
It was like a really shitty game for the first 3 quarters, and then like a pretty shitty fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Nice. Like that's all. It's like, all.
It wasn't all the way shit, but yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't like the worst.
No.
But it was pretty bad. So not much to say about that. Same for the number 1 team in the NFC South, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers, brother.
Making sure they take care of the 2-10 Raiders, now 2-11. I mean, look, I like what I saw. Baker putting up 300 yards and 3 tutties is obviously a good day for Bucs fans, and
huge.
I mean, like I said, they're just gonna keep winning, and hopefully they win this NFC South because we need Baker in the damn playoffs over Kirk Cousins. It needs to happen. We need it's official. It's just I mean there should be some type of bill or law put in place to make sure that happens.
Does Kirk have a playoff win?
Does he?
I don't think so.
Maybe
one max.
Does Kirk have a playoff win?
I mean, I don't know.
We're casual, they lost, bro.
No, I know, but they lost to the Giants. They lost to the Giants, and which is what got Daniel Jones's contract. Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care because
Baker's got 2 of them. Suck on these nuts, bitch.
Oh man, can we talk about how shitty the intern head coach is for the Saints?
We can. It was funny that you were like, "Yo, Dennis Allen."
Bro, I completely forgot Dennis Allen got fired.
I know.
Because
no one cares.
Well, all I saw was a white dude freaking out at a punter, and I was like, all right, like, what is Dennis Allen doing? And then I realized, like,
the long snapper,
bro. And it was hours later. It was hours later, but I just had to text you because how funny it was. Like, I just casually was like, yo, what is Dennis Allen
yelling at a dude with a 61 number?
Well, I'm like, yo, Dennis Allen is tripping, bro. And I text you, I'm like, yo, you look at Dennis Allen, bro.
Check out Dennis Allen,
like,
bro.
8 hours go by. And as I'm watching it, and Devin, I mean, maybe 3 press conferences in.
Yeah. You're like, that's not Dennis Allen.
Not the first press conference. Not the second one. Because I'm sitting there trying to figure out what he was so pissed about.
What he was pissed about.
Bro, like the 3rd or 4th press conference, I go, this is not Dennis Allen at all. No. Like, this is not Dennis Allen. This is their special teams coach, who is now their intern head coach. And I saw a lot of people on both sides of this whole situation with him and their punter. But how do you feel about it? I know you saw it. I know you saw bro freak out.
I saw him freak out. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really sure what it was.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Over.
I watched the game. I continue to back it up and see, like, all right, like, are they gonna maybe the commentators are like, oh, probably. Yeah. And I went to every transcript on YouTube and tried finding, when they started discussing the punters and anything I went to that even like clickbaity was like he discusses. I don't know. I can't find it. Maybe I almost want to see maybe if
special teams dudes are psychos, and special teams coaches are usually psychos. So maybe there's some type of understood weird relationship there. But the freak out was not Very odd.
So Darren Rizzi and Matthew Hayball were embroiled in a sideline altercation that was impossible to miss on Sunday as a New Orleans Saints interim head coach slammed his punter for what he deemed to be a poor performance up to that point. Okay, and honestly, I was like sitting there like, is he just mad at the punt? Like, is
Yeah,
that all it is? Like, it wasn't like a shank, or it was just he just didn't like the punt. I was like, so bro's just super passionate. Is it almost like he's so mad that because he knew or expected so much better from his special teams unit?
probably.
Or it's like this is all he has to fight for, or if it's like, hey, if one unit's gonna perform well, it's got to be my
It's my special
my
teams.
special my
But
specialty,
there's
which is
what?
special teams.
There's what? Fucking 8 dudes on special teams or whatever. There's one punter, one long snapper. Like, he spends a lot of time with these dudes, I'm assuming, or did until Dennis Allen got fired. Um,
I
this
just,
is the
I
okay.
just,
Now I know who we're talking about.
but
This dude is. He said he lost like 30 pounds or some shit
good
after
for
Dennis
him.
Allen got fired, and I was like, "What the fuck are you
Look,
talking about?"
I mean that's great for him, but also it's like, and no hate on bro, but if Alvin Kamara is the voice of reason, like bro, chill out. You know what
Fair.
I mean? Like,
And no shit on Kamara, but yeah,
I mean, we've seen bro turn up a little bit. We've seen
of course.
we've seen Alvin Kamara turn up just a little bit. But I'm saying like I just don't really think it's like if you are a solidified guy, you've been here for a while, maybe you can act like that. But
Yeah.
I don't really see that. This gave me like college vibes.
Yeah.
Like this is something a college kid does, or
Like
college
when
at a night to a 19-year-old. Like this isn't
exactly
something you do to a like. To be
a
honest,
pro
it's like
punter.
I don't want to pocket watch, but it's like both of y'all living great.
Both of y'all are
Like you're not gonna talk
a-okay,
to me
big
like
dog.
that, especially when all I do is punt, bro.
Yeah,
Like you need to
I'm a
worry about
punter.
Derek Carr flying in the air and breaking his fucking hand, which is the most. I mean, look, Derek Carr is almost like in the Barry Baker level where it's like, God, I wonder. Like, I just wonder what. Like, there's always a what if with Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is below Baker,
For sure. No, now at this
but
point. I mean, there was a
what?
time where.
No, there was a time for sure. Well, I mean, there was a lot of times when he was putting up numbers. He just never had any sort of a team. Um, what were you relating him to for?
So, Derek Carr, did you miss his.
No, I saw it. Yeah, no.
Oh, I
He's out for
mean,
the season essentially.
yeah, he immediately, as soon as he hit the ground, I went, yeah, he just broke his arm.
Yeah, I think
Um,
he broke his hand though.
they call it hand. I mean, they said he broke his hand. He landed like on his, so it was either wrist or hand or
Sure,
thing. I think he broke his arm, which I mean, just could have been anywhere. The same way it's
sure.
like, oh, he broke his ankle, but it was like it
And
was
it's
it was just a
fucking
little higher on the tibia or something or whatever. But
whatever.
um,
Fuck yeah.
not a doctor. Just saying, it's like
No, we'll just start shouting out fucking
I'm just saying
names.
they throw a blanket on like
Yeah,
knee injury,
sure.
and then later on we find out it's like no, he actually like
Or ankle sprain. It's a high ankle sprain. It's a calf strain. It's a blah, blah, blah,
yeah. There's so
whatever.
many.
It's
There's
Achilles. It's whatever. Yeah.
I'm not saying like oh I know for sure like he broke his arm. Like I'm just
No, we're
saying like they
doctors.
threw a blanket because at first it was upper extremity injury,
I
and
just
then
saw that today. They said that he's got a hand fracture.
yeah,
He's out for the next. I think they said like 4 weeks. And I was like, that's the season, dude. What are you talking about?
bro's
Put him
out.
out for the season. Don't bring his sorry ass
Well,
back.
no. Theoretically speaking, like they
I
could
know.
win their division,
I
so
know.
I guess technically could be back, but it's not
Say he's
happening.
done, dude.
Um, Jets Dolphins was interesting because
It
I
was.
mean it was an overtime game without any turnovers with
Yeah.
one quarterback that you would have expected one, and at this point one quarterback that you probably wouldn't have been too shocked because I mean there's
Yeah.
nothing Aaron Rodgers can do to convince me he's back, even including a documentary. Did you? Oh my god. You didn't see the trailer. Did you not see the trailer?
No.
Devin.
A-Rod's got a docu-series?
Devin.
Is it a documentary or a
Devin.
docu-series or
Devin.
what?
Devin. 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 A-Rod. A-Rod has a docu series coming. And I almost feel
Spectacular.
like I need to pull it up right here and have you react to it because
Fuck.
it's beautiful. It is beautiful. So Aaron Rodgers apparently has a I think Netflix documentary.
What the
Is
fuck?
it Netflix? Yeah, Enigma
A
official
what?
trailer.
What'd you
Enigma?
say?
Enigma. Come on, bro, that's a word. You know that word. Stop being weird. Is it not
Bro.
the word? Did I tell me I
No,
said it wrong? Tell me I
no, you
said it
didn't.
wrong.
You
Okay.
didn't say wrong.
Can't nobody be mad at me.
You
All
didn't
right.
say wrong.
Hold on. How we feeling?
I'm not watching that.
All
There's not a chance I'm watching that.
right, I'm gonna
I
be
don't care.
real. I'm gonna be real. It ain't moving me.
Not at all. Like,
Is
not
it?
only is he an NFL quarterback who we know way too much about, what the fuck is this documentary going to tell me about Aaron that I number one haven't already heard about or seen, and number two don't give a shit about? I don't give a shit about your little circle spiritual bullshit. I know that you're a quarterback, and I know that you play football, and you talk your shit, and you fucking whatever. None of that. I don't care. It sucks, dude.
No, but like
He's trying to be like a controversial figure now. It's like, no one
but
gives a fuck what
also,
you say, dude.
is this not
Shut
like
up.
the worst time to drop a
That's what I'm
documentary?
saying.
On like this
Like,
scene because this
save
is,
this, bro.
but this feels like very comebackish. Like you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like
No, this would have been perfect for the offseason.
it's almost
This
like
would have been incredible.
hold on to all that footage, right? But
Yes.
then like film a whole other off season too because you're gonna have to
Add it
double up.
into this. Exactly.
Like chapter
You
3,
shouldn't be dropping this
like
now.
it needs to be a docu series maybe. Like all right, like we started here where the Achilles tear, and now we're back, and now we had a terrible season. Now we're in the other off season. Here's the comeback. Like,
Like,
bro,
he needs to come back after this because he might not be playing
I'm just saying
after
it's
this
like he
season.
wrote himself a comeback documentary and didn't
That's
come
about
back.
that's about 14 weeks too late. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that it's too late; it's that it's not. Like this is
But no, but
portraying
like
a
there was still
player.
the air of a potential comeback for him preseason. Like we were still talking about the Jets as a playoff team. But then yes, hold on to this and have another comeback story. But yeah, to drop this now doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You either hold on to this or you drop it before the season started.
Yeah.
And this was already. And at this point, we're like, yo, remember that
Because there's
documentary?
exactly like there's all the hope in the world until you get out on the football field. Like you can talk about all this bullshit, but no one really cares.
Nobody
Um,
really cares.
I don't care about his little chakra bullshit and his little head thing and RFK conspiracies and shit. I don't
It's
know.
kind of the same way that nobody cares about Seattle versus Arizona. So what we really need to talk about is the other NFC West team.
But who? Seattle won?
Seattle won. Seattle
Yeah,
won.
that's right. Yeah, Kyler fucked it early
You
for
picked
the
Arizona.
boys. Well, I did it, but I didn't expect Kyler to throw two early fucking picks and basically lose the game right then and there.
Sorry. It happened.
Um,
There's another team,
yeah,
right? That remember we talked about like if there was one NFC West team, like
there's one
they were
NFC
on
West
that
team to
game.
get hot.
As of right now, I think it's the team that just beat the Bills, Devin.
44 to 42 or some shit.
44-42. Now
Beautiful. But
let's
I mean, we said that. I've said that for the past few weeks. Like that's a team I don't want to see if they're on.
let's I mean
Um, now Josh Allen, what? 6 total
let's
touchdowns,
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
3
Right?
passing, 3 rushing.
Okay, can we talk about it?
Sure.
All right. Here's the problem. There's a lot of good that came from Josh Allen's performance.
Mm-hmm.
But
Great game.
here's the problem.
No turnovers.
There's a couple issues I have. So, what were we looking at? We were looking at a game that was 38-21 going into the fourth.
Yeah.
Now, I was told the Eagles being up by 9 was considered officially garbage time.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm gonna have to take
Lamar's touchdown
So
or
I'm gonna have to
whatever
take,
that.
pretty much everything that happened after that. 38-21 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Okay, sure, whatever. To me, it wasn't a 2-point game. A lot of those points, I mean, yeah, no, they put up 21 points in the fourth quarter.
yeah,
So you want to talk garbage time? We can talk garbage time all you want. Now here's the other problem. Um, if we're going to talk MVPs, it's one of the biggest things we've talked all year, and it's winning.
yeah,
There's been a lot of performances that we've just had to overlook because they weren't able to get it done. Now, if it was good enough, okay, we'll talk about it. Now, if you take away the fluff of the two things that I've seen a lot of people use, because it's kind of the same thing with Travis Hunter, is like, if you're going to give a reason for why Travis Hunter deserves the Heisman, get to the point.
yeah.
Don't talk about like,
There's all
oh,
this other
well,
bullshit they
he
got going
also
on.
forced a fumble, and
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
most of the catches that he allowed, he tackled them. It's like, all
yeah,
right, this is the same thing where it's like, no, Josh Allen, okay, yeah, 342 yards, threw
yeah.
for 3 tutties, ran for 79 yards, minus the 3 QB sneaks for touchdowns he had, because the 3
Yeah.
rushing touchdowns he had were QB sneaks, which then turns into a 6 touchdown game, and he's now the only player or first player with 3 rushing and passing touchdowns in a game, and it turns
Yeah.
into a game of fluff where they're throwing all of that in there as well, where
Yeah.
in most cases, if you weren't trying to push somebody into first place for MVP, you would say this doesn't matter because they weren't able to get it done.
And it was also they were down 17 in the fourth.
Yeah, so it's
Uh,
like I'm sorry, I hate to be biased, and you can give me another team to use it as an example if you want, but if this was Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, people will be shitting on
not yeah,
this.
it's not
There would be
yeah,
absolutely no chance that anybody would be able to
easily
breathe trying to give Lamar an MVP conversation or put
for
him in a
sure.
conversation.
Yeah, no, like a lot of Lamar's performances were overshown by the lack of defense, which I mean, this was a lack of defense, but a lot of garbage time shit. Like, I mean, if we want to talk performances in garbage time, like Dak should have had some MVP votes
Exactly. And
a
and if
while ago, and
and if the biggest thing, like to me at this point, and people can lie all they want, but in the back of their mind, it's like people want Josh Allen to win MVP
of
because he
course,
hasn't yet.
of course,
And that's the narrative being pushed. It's like, well, he hasn't won it yet. It's like, so what else could he do? It's like, well, I
yeah,
mean, it's not what else can he do. It's like it goes to one person a year.
yeah.
Honestly, we discredit it every single year. Not we, I mean, like people discredit the MVP award.
No, the MVP is a quarterback award entirely,
It's like,
and A-Rod won 2 in a row, which probably shouldn't have won the second one.
so yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's like, and if this is going to be the year where the season where Lamar may potentially actually like have better seasons than his other. I mean, what, I don't know. I don't care.
no,
But it's just, if we're gonna use games and stats and what happened in the game and use context, it's like, okay,
and
it
it's
was
not all about like winning. Like if it was about winning, fucking Mahomes would be up there. But
mm,
it's winning. It's your performances in your wins. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no, you can have a cool performance, but if you
And
don't
who you
win the game,
play,
if you don't win the game, it doesn't matter.
I think who you play also
Yeah, a
factors in.
Rams team that has been pretty dog shit up to this point, or pretty mid up to this point. Not dog shit, but they've shown bits of dog shit
But
all year.
I mean, with all that being said, there's not really much more to say. Oh yeah, I
But yeah,
wrote down right
a,
here.
a win over the Chiefs and a loss to the Rams is what's going to cement his MVP. So
Sure,
cool.
I guess
Yeah,
that'll give him his MVP for his career, and I'm okay with that. And I wrote right here, 38-21 going to the fourth. Some would call that garbage time. Dak didn't win an MVP, did he?
yeah, no,
That's what I
yeah.
completely forgot.
Dak
And you
Dak
bring up
should have
Dak,
been
so
MVP if we
it's
were
like,
counting games when they're down 20.
yeah, Dak missed out on a couple MVPs, but I'm really hoping that maybe there's a world where MVP voters look past the fluff, and like the same way where
I
it's like, if you think that Josh Allen is the MVP, If you think that Travis Hunter is the Heisman, vote for him because you actually think that they are the MVP.
Yeah.
Don't take a bunch of fluff.
Don't take the narrative.
Don't take a bunch of fluff and go, well, he did this too, he did that. He did this, and this is why he deserves MVP. Don't give me the top 4 reasons and then 24 pieces of like, okay, there are a lot of people that have done these pieces of fluff. It's like, okay, in any world, most quarterbacks, if you want to, I mean, most quarterbacks would just like give the running back the ball at the goal line. But I mean, we've seen this before. Tush push over in Philly. It's like Jalen Hurts can easily.
But Hurts isn't getting props for that shit.
No.
Like it's a team move.
But if Hurts runs
like
for
a QB sneak is not like
I don't. And that's another thing. It's like, okay, so now Josh Allen's QB sneaks getting 3 touchdowns. It's like cementing his MVP race. But when Jalen Hurts was doing it, and it was like an actual Eagles scheme and part of their game plan, they were getting scrutinized for it. It's like
shit on.
It's like, if anything, no, Jalen Hurts is really, 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 really sacrificing any chance he has an MVP every time he lowers his yards per carry and rush, and every time he gets fucking 1.5 yards, anytime he goes, like, I mean, imagine in a world where a tush push wasn't a thing, but Jalen Hurts just was able to just progress more and more as a runner.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's like, because I'm saying, like, tush push obviously got them places.
For sure. But, and no, it's good for their model of football, but yeah, if we look at Hurts when he runs okay, but it's not MVP level dual threat quarterback. But yeah, the rushes are cool or whatever, the QB sneak touchdowns, but yeah, Tom Brady wasn't getting props for QB sneak touchdowns. No quarterback should be getting props for QB sneak touchdowns.
No, and if anything, I mean, shit, Tom Brady, I don't know, Tom Brady was getting his shit cracked. Because every player wanted to kill him. Every player. Oh, they got a chance at Tom, a free chance at Tom, and a pile up. Oh, yeah, that's like Ray in that AFC Championship game when he just
throwing
legs to the leg, heels to skulls. I mean, just it was bad. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the Bills and the Rams, except the Rams are 7-6, and if they can beat this Bills team, they need to win out and win this division.
I don't think they have to win out to win the division, but yeah, a few more wins will.
I mean,
show something.
Well, I mean, they got San Fran, the Jets, Arizona, and Seattle, so it's very possible that they win this division. I won't be surprised if it comes down to that game against the Seahawks at the end of the year.
Against Seahawks, yeah.
But Buffalo, Rams. Okay, Devin, like, I'm not gonna lie. I really need to understand. Like, I need you to tell me why you picked Chicago to beat the 49ers. Like, I'm not. This isn't even. Like, I'm not making fun of you.
No.
Like, because I don't remember. Like, I don't remember. Because I remember. Actually, no. I remember. It was funny. It was really funny because it was something you said specifically, and it was. I remembered it as I saw it like happen. You were like, I mean, it's the 49ers just fucking like Purdy and George Kittle. What are they gonna do? Oh, yeah. I don't know. 151 yards off 6 receptions and 300 yards. I mean, it's like, no, they're probably gonna win and beat the Bears. And it's like, I just see George running down the sideline, and in my head, it's just you like, what are they gonna do?
No, I mean the thought behind that was, yeah, you got a very depleted San Fran team who isn't playing for a lot, and then just the slightest bit of hope, and maybe the Bears can pull out a good win against a team that's struggling. But it just shows that there's levels, and the Bears are dog shit for the time being, and San Fran's still not good, but yeah.
Obviously they're.
I should have expected a pretty simple dub over the Bears, but
I mean, I just knew that there was. I mean, the Niners weren't going to let Chicago get anything going, and obviously
I was trying to pick the finger paint boy just once, but
according to Bryce Young and Carolina fans, we're not really allowed to say how we feel about quarterbacks this early in their career because it's not a career yet, according to
No,
them.
it's not a career.
Even though they're like professional athletes playing in the
Yeah.
NFL. But I mean, like just like Bryce Young and a lot of these other quarterbacks, I'm really at this point. It's like, all right, I'm kind of closing the book. Like, I think it's like like how I feel about Caleb Williams in his rookie year. Like, it's pretty much over.
You
Um,
know, it's
there's a
it's also
lot.
again like yeah, we can pull a little bit from this year, but not really. Like I don't really care. Caleb is not the threat, the immediate threat that a lot of people thought him to be. Um, I mean, he has obviously potential to do shit down the road, but there's nothing in his game that's like, yo, he's gonna be a fucking absolute weapon down the road.
I do feel like he's probably in the best position to be in if you had to be in a bad position. If that makes sense. In terms of like, okay, it's not that the weapons around him sucks or that
Yeah,
he just had shown no hope. It's like
yeah,
as of right now, it seems like no Chicago had the worst coaching staff in the league,
sure.
and fucking Eberflus was just an idiot.
Aberflus,
And when Kingsbury goes over there, I mean, it's gonna be a whole different ball game. So,
sure. Yeah,
I mean, it's just I think that they have an absolute they're one of the easiest crutches to lean on, which is hey, our coach got fired mid-season. We should have beat Detroit. We should have done it. We
yeah,
should. I mean, it's just
yeah.
they got a lot of excuses, and they don't have too many reasons to be like to not look in to not look for how am I trying to word this? There wasn't much there wasn't too much negative to not look forward to what they could do next season.
You know, it wasn't like Caleb's throwing fucking 3 picks a game and doing this and doing that. They showed a little bit of hope. But depending on if they get Cliff, which they probably will, that team's gonna look a lot different. It's gonna be a familiar system for Caleb.
There's no way Cliff's not going there, right?
He better. Like if I were Cliff, I would
I mean,
want that job wholeheartedly.
you don't want him to go there.
No, but I expect him to. Like I don't like wait. I said it before the season. Like when Cliff got hired on, he's not going to be here for long. He's going to do his thing here and he's going to bounce. Hopefully, we keep all the playbooks and keep all the knowledge from Cliff. But yeah, we'll see. I don't have a lot of trust. I don't like whatever his name is, Dan Quinn, that much. But
What?
no, he's okay.
Bro, Dan Quinn right now is like your like Timu Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
Cause he's
it's like the cheapest item on Temu. Yeah,
like it's like the backwards hat, not which obviously isn't Dan, but I'm saying like he's just got his own person. He's got his own
he's
like
got his
type
own
of.
vibe. No, I know.
He's
But
not a generic head coach, you know.
he's not an Eberflus.
He's not an Eberflus.
I mean, what a shit dick name, dude.
Just a
He
big.
should have known. Everyone should have known.
Nah, but you know why don't you like Dan Quinn? You think it's all? You think
I don't
it's
think it's all
all?
Cliff, but
I don't
I
think it's
think
all
Cliff's a
Cliff
big
either.
part of that.
I think Jaden Daniels
Quinn's
is a big
cool.
part of that.
I think Jane Daniels is a big part of it.
I think it's
But
the
we'll
biggest
see.
part
I
of
mean, again, I don't want to get my hopes up on this team just yet.
Get your hopes up because you fuckers are
No,
going
bro.
to the playoffs.
No, I got a whole
Y'all
baseball team I already got my fucking hopes up on.
Nope.
And now I got to stress about them.
Because I already know after all these free agency alerts that even I know that Baltimore wasn't the biggest fucking names and all that shit because my phone would kept blowing up with MLB shit.
For real?
And
About
I'm like,
what?
just signings and this and that.
Oh, yeah. You see the signing?
I'm just like,
$765 million over 15 years.
nobody
Juan Soto.
nobody needs that. Or like nobody. I won't say deserves, but to be completely
Nah.
honest with you, it's like playing baseball. Do you really deserve $750 million?
No, he's good, but it's like
But think about what you just said. Think about what you just said, right? He's good.
No, he's good.
He's good. It's like no, it's like no, he didn't separate Siamese twins at birth.
No,
It's like no, he didn't like send a rocket to Mars and collect some DNA from an alien and bring it back to Earth. No, you know, like he didn't like save like 3 children from a burning fire with 2 puppies tucked underneath his arm while also giving a speech. It's like, it's like he's good at like baseball.
He's pretty good at
It's like
baseball.
he's pretty good at baseball. It's like no,
He's,
it's like
yeah,
okay, so
yeah.
he deserves like. I don't want to go on this whole like money rant, but it's like
No.
there are a lot of problems with
Yes.
one person playing baseball getting that much fucking money.
We don't have a cap. There's no cap in baseball.
Okay, see, but here's the problem. There's also no cap on like the amount of homeless people in America
That
or
has
the
to.
amount of
He could save a lot of
there's no
people's lives with
there's
that
no
money.
EBT cap. There's no bankruptcy cap. It's like no, there's just continuous amount. There's just a
No, we're just
nonstop of
focusing on we're giving money to the people who matter.
yeah, but like you
And it's a
could give
Dominican
him,
who hits home runs.
but
That's
you
it.
could give that person 1% of that once a year,
Yes.
and they would live fine.
Instead, he's making 50.
They would live
a year.
perfectly fine, Devin.
I agreed.
Devin, they would live perfectly fine.
Like, well, actually.
They could take 1% of what they're making once a year and live perfectly fine.
I agree. But
what the fuck are we doing?
This is not the world in which we live.
But it's
we're
like,
giving
why
people
do we
money.
live in this? I'm sorry.
But here's the thing. Now here's the thing.
I hate that
Here's
so
the thing.
much.
The number sounds crazy. 765. It is 15 fucking years. Like usually baseball contracts are about 10 and
okay, break it down.
They'll go upwards of 3 to 4, maybe 5.
Break it down.
It's $50 million a year. He's making less than Lamar Jackson. He's making less, or the same amount as Lamar Jackson. He's making less than Trevor Lawrence. He's making less than Burrow and Dak Prescott and all these guys. It's a lot of money over a long time. But.
So it says that right here we got heart surgeons make about 275,000 to 800,000 a year.
Well, why are we just bringing? I'm just saying, why are we bringing this up when we're talking about baseball? Why can't it be every sport?
Should we bring up? What do you want to bring up? You want to bring up something else?
No, but why can't it be every sport?
Should we bring up?
Why is a deal? Why is Lamar Jackson getting $55 million?
Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. If you are the president of the United States,
$400K, bro.
You're gonna make $400,000.
Nah, Trump takes a $1 salary, so it's cool.
Yeah, and guess what? All these fucking baseball players should too, because holy fucking shit,
dude! I'm telling you right now, quarterbacks in the NFL make more than him.
Did we? I mean, you gave me. Look, you lobbed me $750 million to one player, and you're gonna act like I'm just gonna be okay. I'm supposed to act like that's okay. I'm supposed to act like that's all right. That's okay. That's cool. That's fine. That is fucking ridiculous. That is insane.
Nah, it is ridiculous. Every sports contract is ridiculous.
Heart surgeons ain't touching $1 million. Heart surgeons ain't touching $1 million. But you hit a fucking home run.
They definitely can.
I just looked it up. 200 to 800. That's an average, bro. That's an average, bro. 200 to 800 is just.
Why are you shitting on me, dog?
200 to 800. 200 to 800. Hold on.
Why does this conversation come up during baseball?
Hold on. 200 to 800 is a huge average, so I'm gonna split that in the middle and say 800 is the higher.
Why don't we give all that money to the real workers out here?
You could.
The people who put their time and energy into real things. Why don't we give it to the little kids who make our iPhones?
I'm not saying
because no one cares. Everyone watches fucking baseball. Everyone watches football.
You think I'm saying it's okay for quarterbacks to get paid that and not baseball players?
No,
I'm not saying that.
No, it's absurd. In the world in which we live, and they make so much money.
But in every aspect of the two sports, I think a quarterback is worth more than any baseball player. If they're worth, okay, whatever.
No, I'm not saying that's not true.
It's straight contact. Like, okay, maybe if you add tackling to baseball, Aaron Judge is a little more fucking important. But no, I'm sorry. Until you got motherfuckers tearing ACLs and their whole season's over, no, it's not happening. No, quarterbacks are more important than any baseball player on any team.
You think Dak Prescott is worth more than Juan Soto?
I said any quarterback that is worth that much is more important. But I'm not talking about any quarterback that's.
But they're worth that much in the market. In all reality, no one should be making $55 million a year to play a sport.
Correct, but I think there should be. I think I think quarterbacks should be paid more than any baseball player. In terms of
There are.
Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, there shouldn't be anybody even touching them that just hit a stick or hit a ball with a stick. I'm sorry.
If there was no cap in the NFL, there would be a lot different contracts. You guys would make a lot more money.
I don't know. These greedy fuckers. There's a lot less people there's a lot less bread you gotta break too amongst, there's not many people. You gotta break all it. You gotta think if there is no that's it.
No, I'm saying like there's 26 dudes, 25 dudes.
I mean, that's about half though. That's
no,
half.
yeah.
I mean, that's
it's
still
half.
a lot. That's a lot. I don't know. It's nothing against baseball. It's just that's a lot of damn money, bro.
I know, but it looks crazy. It's over 15 years. It looks absurd.
Sure, but like
it would be a $510 million contract if it was over 10.
I guess,
which is still a ton of money.
Like I can watch a lot of like actors and like be more entertained than Juan Soto, the Commanders. Y'all are going to the playoffs. That's what I was saying.
Maybe.
The Commanders are going to the playoffs, and
that'd be cool.
Oh, y'all are going. Just get yourself ready. It's happening.
I'm not doing it.
Y'all are going to the playoffs, and
even if we do make the playoffs, that'll be nice. But I'm not expecting the Super Bowl. Nice. I'm not expecting nothing cool.
That'll be nice. This ain't no one and done year. This ain't no Taylor Heineke. Oh, I can't believe we made it. Nah.
Could be. I don't know.
Nope. It ain't.
Dang.
Chargers Chiefs. You picked the Chargers?
I did.
What's up?
And
with
I
you,
would have
bro?
been right if it wasn't for that fucking meddling goalpost and that dog. But
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and have another like 10-minute spiel about how lucky the Kansas City Chiefs are, but I will talk about since it seems like the theme of today is like one plays.
Mm-hmm.
So the play that iced the game for Kansas City, they got the first down to milk the clock and kick that game-winning.
Kelsey, no?
Yeah, the pass to Kelsey. So in the NFL, you have some of the best athletes in the world. 22 at a time. And Patrick Mahomes, when you are talking in terms of athleticism, and you're comparing him to the average DB or linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
He's being beat 9 times out of 10 when we're talking about athleticism. And that's not to say that Patrick Mahomes is not athletic.
Like, athletic, yeah.
Obviously,
he is athletic.
Like, if I have to sit here and say, like, because I already know there's a comment, like, I can't believe. Like,
I can't believe, dude, he got drafted to the MLB. No, we understand he's very athletic.
Yes, it's like he's very athletic. But, like these DBs and linebackers are just different fucking hybrids of athletes. And just to play on that defensive side of the ball, it's like, no. These boys are athletes.
Mm-hmm.
When Patrick Mahomes rolls out and you run full head of steam at Patrick Mahomes, and he does the laziest, weakest, oop, and you just sprint right by him. Oh, I don't know if at this point, maybe there are players who just don't give a fuck. Because I'm saying he just didn't even try. He didn't try to slow down. He didn't aim for bro. He didn't anticipate a step back, even though he's sprinting full head of steam right at his face. Didn't break down. Didn't do anything. Ran right by him. Stuck his hand out just to show it on film that I tried, coach.
Is the NFL rigged? Is this a simulation?
I don't want to sit here and say it's rigged or it's a simulation, but I do want to start normalizing there being a chance that certain players in the league treat the NFL like most people treat their 9 to 5s.
There's probably a few, yeah, of course.
No, not even a few.
A lot?
A lot. A lot, Devin. Like, I think a lot of these players, it's like at the end of the day, there are so many people who even like look at take sports to the NFL, take that out of it, who might love their job and get paid a lot of money and are well off. But at the end of the day, it's like, how much are they going to go out of their way for this or that? Or
Mm-hmm.
how much do they care if this happens or that happens? It's like some of these players might just want their tackles, want their plays, want their check. It's like, damn, we lost in the playoffs, season's over.
See you later.
Guess we going on vacation. Like, damn.
We go
And
to
then
Cabo.
we're gonna take some time off, and I'll be back to play a sport that I like to play, and I get to play it for
Yes.
millions of dollars.
Yes.
I do think a lot of these players, it's just I think they take the game so nonchalantly. Like they look at the game in such a like they're just so like no like I'm just in the NFL and I'm here and like it's a 9 to 5, like it's a 1 to 4, like this is all
Sure.
this is, it's a one
Yeah.
to four. And that's not me saying that they don't care, it doesn't matter to them. That's me more saying it's like these guys have made it to like the pinnacle of like what it means to like just be the best, like best possible, at this sport. It's the NFL. You're here.
Yep.
You made it. And
Yep.
especially once it's
World
like
champions of what?
if you're any type of solidified, I just feel like maybe you're gonna take some plays off.
It's possible.
I mean, and it's like if there's a world where you can tap yourself out, like Anthony Richardson,
that is true.
and then come back and win a game or two, and it's like, all right, we're gonna forgive you for that. It's like, okay, like maybe some players just showing their cards or showing their hand, and
Or maybe it's like, hey, I'll give you a few extra bones if you don't touch my quarterback up late in the game.
It could be something. It could be that, but I think these guys are making so much money already. That's not like it would have to be a large sum of money.
Yeah.
To just
Well, unless it's like a dude who treats his 9 to 5, treats the NFL like a 9 to 5, and he's like wants a little bit of extra cash. I don't know. I don't think the NFL's rigged, but there's a lot of weird shit that happens. A lot of lack of effort plays, and a lot of players are hit differently than others. It was nice to see Mahomes get launched out of bounds and a flag not be thrown. That was nice. Bro was flying through the air. That was beautiful. It was a pretty sight, but didn't matter at the end of the day. It is weird that the Chiefs play super duper close games all the time and somehow edge teams out and
I mean they
donk.
and that's the thing about the Chiefs. It's like
I've been waiting for them to come out and prove something. They haven't proved shit.
See, my thing is though, it's like it's not necessarily like what do they have to prove though? They can win games.
I want to see some good offense.
But they can win games.
Of course.
That they can win in the clutch. They can drive down, and their defense. Their defense can win games. So if they don't have to put any more gas, they don't have to gas. If they're cruising, I mean, why push on the gas any more than they need to? For now, if they get like, well, my point is, it's like until they get a chance to prove that, like, until they get a chance to get their vengeance on the Bills, we're not really gonna get to see them prove anything. If they're playing, like let's look at the rest of. If we can take a look at the rest of the Chiefs' schedule, because they're sitting at 12-1, obviously. If you look at the rest of their schedule, I mean, Cleveland, Houston, Pittsburgh, Denver. So, okay. I'd say Pittsburgh, if Pittsburgh comes in that game, especially if Pittsburgh looks, depending on how they looked against Philly and Baltimore, and are able to control this defense, all right, then it's like that would be we're about 2 weeks away from being able to actually see them prove something.
Sure.
And then after that, whether they prove something or not, we're not really going to get to see anything until they get back to the playoffs, because they play Denver in January for their final game. So, it's honestly because of their lack of just the best, just not the greatest competition this year. And, I'm not saying they have the easiest schedule, but they are just, obviously, they are good enough to just cruise versus a lot of these teams. And I know, but like, what else would you call it? It seems
No,
like
it,
you.
it is. But there's a lot of like this game. Like it's a lot of things late in the games have to go right. It's not like they're up a touchdown and cruising. It's like now they were down one. They had to run the clock out and do all this shit, and like they had to score late against Carolina. Like now they always stay up. They'll always continue to play good football, but I don't know. Like we usually expect huge things against bad teams. They haven't done that a lot, but I don't know. I don't like the
I
Chiefs. No
feel
one
you.
likes the Chiefs. No one wants to see them win anymore. I'm butthurt because they win. Yeah, I do. I was in my kitchen and I right when they were about to kick it, I walked away and then I heard a dong and I looked back in excitement, like holy shit, they just missed it and it donked in and I got mad. But
So
it's all right.
that dropped the Chargers down to the 6th seed, bumped Baltimore up to the 5th seed, which would put us up against Houston if the playoffs started today.
Spectacular.
Which I like that. We go down to Denver. They still have a 2-game lead on any of the teams that have a chance in the wild card hunt or in the hunt, like the
In the hunt.
Colts or the Dolphins.
Uh,
Which I don't really think the Dolphins have a chance in making the playoffs. I don't want to be that guy.
there's always a chance, but
Houston, San Fran, Cleveland, New York Jets. I don't think LA. I don't think the Chargers lose enough. And honestly, I don't know if Denver loses enough. And
yeah, we'll see
and
about
the
that right now.
Colts are above them, and I don't know if the Colts lose enough. They play Tennessee, the Giants, and Jacksonville.
Yeah, no, a Miami win over New York is not like a holy shit.
I'll
They're
say
coming
this.
back. They're gonna make the playoffs.
I'll say this. Out of all the teams, the Colts are gonna be the biggest reason Miami doesn't make the playoffs.
For real?
They play the Texans. Dude, they finish the year after they play against Denver. They see the Texans, the Giants, and the Jags. They're probably gonna go 3-0, and they're tied with Miami, but they have the advantage.
They can definitely lose to the Texans,
Ah,
like pretty easily.
who?
The Colts.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't play the Texans though.
Who are you saying plays the Texans?
Um, 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 um Denver?
The Texans, the Giants, and the Jags.
No. Denver Giants. I never said Houston.
I think you did.
No, the Colts have Denver, Tennessee, Giants, Jags.
You were saying Texans. Maybe I heard.
Did I say Texans instead of
Maybe
Titans?
you were saying
Either way.
Titans. I don't know.
Either way.
I got confused. Yeah, no, they can definitely beat the Titans and the Giants and the Jags for sure.
I think
Maybe I'm retarded. I was thinking Texans.
I think my only point was just Miami's not making the playoffs.
I hope not, but also like I don't. From what they've shown this year, I don't think they're really going to scare a lot of teams in the playoffs. So don't care.
All right. Let's give our MVP votes. We got to give them out. Obviously we talked about it earlier. I think we all know who number 1 is. If he's not your number 1, I don't know what you're doing.
Shadiria Darnold.
It's definitely Shadiria Darnold.
Nice.
The man threw 5 touchdowns. My bad. He had 6 incompletions. I mean, the man, and it was a great game too. It was a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
And then that
separated.
fourth quarter, it absolutely one quarterback just kept going this way, and then one quarterback just went, yo, where y'all go? Like it's just Kirk.
Like my nutsack, dude.
Kirk just dropped.
One's dropping, dude.
That is hilarious that you said that. I'm sorry that I missed that.
You got different hangers or no? You're
left lower.
I think I got a right hang.
I think left's lower.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I'm not checking right now, so it's definitely. I'm not about to stand up and let gravity tell me where I stand or fall or hang. Either way.
I do tuck him into my sock though.
Sam Darnold.
Gotta keep them tight.
Sam Darnold is number one for me. And then this is what you got to start talking about. Damn, we did not talk about the Bengals game.
I don't care. It's too shit dick. No, they're not shit dick. Two teams that aren't going to make the playoffs. The Bengals again showing how bad they are on defense. They let the Cowboys score 20 points.
Okay, yeah.
But no, yeah, late dub for the Bengals. Chase Brown, late touchdown, I think.
Chase Brown had
two tutties.
One beautiful run. He had one touchdown. He tiptoed that sideline. Yeah, no, Chase had a really good night. I like what I saw from him. Burrow finally getting a game where it's like he balls the fuck out. 370, 3 tutties, and then like wins.
Burrow be balling the fuck out all the time, but yeah, no, and wins. Yes, is
and
the difference.
Yes.
You know, and wins is the difference. Yes. Now, not a lot of dubs in that column,
but like it's like what's more important? Like what do you think was more impressive, that or Josh Allen?
What, winning? Winning's pretty impressive.
Winning is impressive. And I'm not gonna lie. Like if we're gonna play this game, like I'm gonna put all the shit that's happened this year with Bills fans talking crazy. I'm gonna put that aside. And I'm gonna say
sure, but it's like it's no disrespect to Josh. It's like Joe Burrow played a game where he had crazy numbers against the Steelers, but lost. We weren't going like, oh, holy shit, Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in the league. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is cool that he's playing that well or whatever, but they still lost, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, a dub is usually more impressive.
And then, like I said, the 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, like to me, the 79 other yards he ran for were more impressive than the 3 rushing touchdowns he had. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm looking Baker's way, kinda, but not really. But to be honest with you, I do think that I am going to put Josh at 3. I am going to put him on this list, because I mean, the man had, God, the man. I don't know. I almost feel like I'm giving him a pity vote. Like for a second, I was like, I don't know. Do I just give it to him so these fuckers just shut up?
The fuck up. I think everything that we said already is gonna.
But am I really hating for saying like, okay, for once this season, Josh Allen pretty much for 3 quarters didn't play his best football. Yeah. Turned up in the fourth quarter. It's like, okay, still lost. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know if
fuck him. Get him off the list.
When we look at like Joe Burrow versus the Ravens, it's like no. The way he was playing kept them in the entire game, and everybody else is the reason they lost that fucking game.
Agreed. Yes.
And that's kind of the reason why I would have to give up someone that like a losing MVP vote. It's just that's just a better.
I would like to go back and see how many losing MVP votes we've given.
Probably not many.
No.
I would say maybe 3 off the top of my head. I know Joe. I want to say Joe and Lamar are in one.
For sure.
Both. But I think. I think. Do I want to go Joe at 2? I really like I said, nothing popped out crazy for me in the rushing department. I mean, yeah. I mean, now,
you see, there's a white boy coming out of Arizona State. I didn't even know who he was until the Big 12 championship game. Bro. He's got 2,000 rushing yards. I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, you know, I will admit to being a college football casual. So, like, when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay. Like, bro's tough. But
and he told everyone, he was like, bro, whoever the fuck drafts me is getting a dog.
That would be
so. Maybe we see the next Peyton McHillis, Christian McCaffrey.
I mentioned there were no rushing performances. I completely forgot about some of the receiving performances this week. 2. Tonight, that man, Jamar Chase.
Of course.
And then somebody.
What Jamar, like 150 and a touchdown or something?
Jamar went for 177 and 2 tutties.
Damn! I forgot about the second tutty.
And then you had Puka going for 162 and 1 tutty.
Gotta
So
love
I think
Pickens.
I'm going to. I think what I'm going to do is, do I now? To be honest with you, it's like, yeah, no, 177, two tutties. It's like I still think. I mean, Joe Burrow 370. I mean, he was close to pushing that for 400. I think you go either. I'm going Burrow and Chase. I just don't know what order.
Burrow, Chase.
Burrow, Chase, Chase, Burrow, Burrow, Chase, Burrow, Chase, Chase, Burrow,
Chase
Burrow,
Brown, you're
Chase,
talking about, right?
Burrow, Chase, Burrow. No. Yeah, okay. Burrow, Chase. All right. Yeah, I like that. That's what I'm gonna go. Are you? Was I convincing you?
Yeah, all right with it.
Is that what was going on? All right.
I mean, it is the Cowboys, but
It's the Cowboys, but I mean,
there
like,
weren't any crazy MVP performances this week
we
because
finally got to
Jane
see.
Daniels didn't play.
It's like we just got to see that we just got to see this fucking duo actually turn up, actually be able to win.
No, actually win.
But I'm saying, actually be able to win, actually turn up,
Yes.
do it on prime time, do it in Springfield. It's like
Do it in
they
Springfield,
doing whatever
Illinois.
they need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our three MVPs. Number 1, Sam Darnold. Number 2, Joe Burrow. Number 3, Jamar Chase for Week 14.
Who'd
All
have
right,
thunk? Who'd have thunk Sam Darnold would be what? What do they got? 10 wins?
11, 10. What do they got?
11, 10?
11.
I
11
saw
wins. They're 11 and 2.
those top 3 teams in the North are 28-3 against all other teams outside of the 3 of them. It's nuts.
I mean, they're
They're playing well.
the NFC
I
North
don't
is
know
scary.
why, or I don't know when it will end or whatever, but yeah,
Probably some point in the playoffs.
definitely.
Except for Detroit, which
The
Detroit.
Vikings are
Did
falling
you see
apart.
Detroit's? They posted an event, like an event thing on their Facebook. They
I
said
don't have
they like,
Facebook.
so on Facebook you can post like an event, like, it's like, like, save, like, to be here, to be there. They already,
RSVP.
yeah, they posted like, make sure you're here for the NFC Championship game.
What are we doing?
So
Come on, guys.
they're calling the shots, Devin. They're calling their shots. But
Yeah.
the last thing before we get out
The
of
trip
here.
to the NFC Championship is not as easy as it was last year, I don't think.
No, it's gonna be
Who'd they
interesting.
play last year? I can't even remember.
That's a good question.
Well, they played the Niners in the championship,
That was a
but I
whole
don't know who they
year
played
ago.
coming up to that.
That was a
That
whole
was a
year
long
ago.
time
You
ago,
need me
dude.
to remember that. But final thing we need to do before we get out of here: Thursday night football, Rams, Niners, NFC West. Very important implications for that division.
Yeah.
And it's simple as, I
It's in
mean,
San Fran.
yeah, it's in San Fran.
It's in Levi.
Which, I mean, it's still, I mean, it's Cali. It don't really matter.
Not at all.
And I think coming off of this win over the Bills, and I mean, San Fran, it's like, all right, y'all beat Chicago, but y'all are still like, I won't say like, what are y'all gonna do with Kittle? Like, Kittle might have a day.
No,
Yeah,
of course.
Kittle might ball out a little bit, but
Now, I mean, this is like, where are the Niners sitting right now? Record 6 and something.
6 and 7, yeah, 6
So,
and 7, yeah.
like, we've talked about like writing the Niners off, but they win this game, they're tied with the Rams, and if Seattle loses, they're tied at the top of the division or whatever. So this game's going to be important. But San Fran is going to have to really show up if the Rams are going to play like this. I think the Rams will continue this. I think they're just now starting to get hot, and I think they're going to fuck up San Fran, but it should be a close game.
But all right, yeah. Now I'm gonna go with the Rams. I say Rams take a bigger jump and maybe scare Seattle a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm gonna go Rams. And I guess that. I mean, we talked everything we could talk about. We talked every single game from Week 14.
Talked about baseball.
We talked about baseball. I think we talked about everything, Devin. I think we talked everything we need to talk about. If there's anything else you need to get off your chest, I'd say do it now.
Yeah, that is right. You wear baseball hats all the time. I forgot about that.
I know. I'm such a fucking hypocrite.
You're a fucking hater, dude.
I'm such a loser.
You're a hater.
Dude, I'm such a loser.
You know what? You love Rob Manfred, dude. You love the commish of baseball.
Dude,
That's how much you hate baseball.
dude, I hate
You love the
baseball so
commish.
much. I love it. Like, it's like,
You love that fucking loser, dude. All
dude,
right, that's cool. Real sick, brother.
I suck.
Good to know. You
Yeah.
like men's volleyball. That's what you watch. You watch water polo and men's volleyball.
I love men's volleyball.
Equestrian.
Especially in the sand. Beach volleyball.
Fucking terrible, dude.
All right. But no. We will be back on Saturday to discuss these week 15 games, talk about the Rams and 49ers outcome, predict this college football playoffs bracket, because we are going to save that for next episode. Didn't have enough time to talk about it today, but hopefully you enjoyed this episode of On It. Brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. It has been me. It has been Devin. It has been real. We are out.